Taking a flight from New York City to London. All right, we're going across the Atlantic. Airplane traveling at a constant speed, so it is moving at the same speed the whole time. An equation that relates the distance traveled in miles d to the number of hours flying t is a 500th of the distance. T equals 1/500th times d. How long will it take the airplane to travel 800 miles? So let's use that equation that we have here, and let's set up a little table. Tables kind of help you get things straightened out. So let's say that my time is typically an x value, almost always. So I'm going to put time over here on the side. We'll put t as in time flying, and this is in hours. All right, and then over here we'll have our distance in the y value, and that's going to be d, and this is going to be represented by miles. All right, and we have an equation. We have an equation that says to find t, we can simply multiply a 500th times d. All right, and that seems confusing probably for a lot of you. And we also have some information that if we're going to travel 800 miles, that's between New York and London, we have an 800 here, and we have a question mark here. Like, how long is that going to take us? So this is all the information that we have. But this equation gives us a bunch of information. All right, I'm just going to give you one easy one that I'm going to make up, just plug in because the number is so stankin' easy. All right, so if it takes me 1/500th multiplied by the distance to equal time, I'm going to plug in a distance of 500. What if distance between two places is 500, right? Well, if it's 500, what's a 500th of 500? That's simple. That's 1. You just broke it down into that number of pieces, and if you have 500 ones, you've got a 500th of a 500. So if I go d 500 miles, it would take me 1 hour to do so. And really what they're doing, and when they're giving you this right here, they're giving you the constant of proportionality. So they're essentially telling you what to multiply the distance in miles by to get t. So they're telling, the way that I've set up my table, they're telling me what to multiply by to go this direction, right? Well, we already know the distance is 800, so all we have to do is multiply 800 by 1/500th, and we'll know the time. And I'm expecting, looking at the table that I've already set up here, that it's going to be more time than a 500-mile trip because that took an hour. So, you know, according to this, 1,000 would take 2 hours. So 800 is going to be somewhere in between, right? Somewhere between 1 and 2 hours. So we've got to do 800 over 1 multiplied by a 500th, which essentially just gives us 800 over 500, and the zeros knock each other out, so 8/5 of an hour. So the time is equal to 8/5. If you don't like improper fractions, you could always represent that as 1 3/5. Or if you don't like mixed numbers, you can always give me your answer of 1.6 hours. And if you're not a fan of hours in decimal form and you would prefer it to be knocked into hours and minutes, 3/5, if you break an hour up into fifths, that's 12 minutes apiece, and 3/12 would make 36. So this would be the same as an hour and 36 minutes. All of those are acceptable answers because I do not see it say, you know, express it in hours and minutes. It just says how many hours, how long would it take. So you could give me 8/5, 1 3/5 hours, 1.6 hours, or an hour and 36 minutes, all of which are fine and acceptable. I don't think you're making that flight in that time. Doesn't seem very possible, but that's just me.